lot of people ask me all sorts of questions about coffins, where they are sourced from, the cost of coffins, the eco-credentials of coffins, and the way in which we look after them on their behalf. Hi Jake.
Oh, hi Julia.
Thanks for having me down. I love coming down here, just seeing you working and just having your best day really, aren't you? Because you really enjoy what you're doing. How long have you been Master of Sussex Willows?
So we're now in our 9th year, but yeah, this for me kind of came from a passion for working in the countryside and managing woodland, and I got interested in green Whitcroft and basketry, and it turned out this was the biggest basket I could make, so gave it a go.
Yeah. And are you working here on your own? Do you have other colleagues who support your work?
Yeah, so there's two of us that work here full time, and yeah, between us we make something like 200 coffins a year, more or less.
Yes, yeah. And a fair number of those I think come to Dandelion Farewells, because
Absolutely.
we always showcase the range of options for people, and particularly within our programme called A Natural Farewell, for those people who want to have an environmentally friendly option in whole or in part for the funeral they're planning.
So we have a lease on a piece of land within a farm. It's an acre and a half of willow, which is around 70,000 plants that we've been working this land for, well, in the 5th year now, and that makes up around about 90% of all the material that we use to make the coffins. But yeah, we do the process right through, so we will do the planting, the harvesting, the making, often working with the families as well, and then passing it on to the funeral directors. My experience is that people are really looking for some kind of connection, and these moments where emotions are running high, and yeah, things like the coffin is made where someone is from, or this person liked nature or gardening, or like something that can bring that connection is very valuable, I think. Yeah.
Yes. And do you have many people that do take you up on the opportunity to come to meet you and or actually come to help weave the coffin for the person?
Yeah, so yeah, we've had, well, we've probably had hundreds over the years now, but yeah, it's probably one every other week, maybe once a month. I don't know, it varies a little bit, but yeah, a lot of families come here usually for kind of a couple of hours. Do some work weaving on the lid, and the feedback I've had is that it's been really, really helpful to help sort of process what's going on and have a little bit more involvement, and the sort of catharsis of it, I suppose. Yeah, we've had some beautiful things over the years. Yeah, sometimes it was like a favourite piece of fabric or item of clothing that they've cut up or something, and we've woven it in. Sometimes it's like foliage from the garden, or
really?
like
Yes.
someone's clipped off a tree, and yeah, we've managed to incorporate that, and yeah, just any personalisation, isn't it? And you know, having that involvement or bringing an item that gets included, it all ticks that box, doesn't it? Of like feeling empowered, included, and yeah, I think that's very useful.
We've often talked about, be honest, about pricing of coffins, and I think without going into the real detail, because obviously some of that is specific to size and choices that people choose to make from that point of engaging with yourselves. But actually, it doesn't have to cost a lot more, does it? It doesn't have to be, just because it's personal and bespoke and unique, that it has to be significantly more expensive. And I think that people appreciate that. They appreciate your honest approach, our approach to coffin pricing, so that these items are wholly accessible within the broad range of coffin pricing.
I think that's right. I think that's right. I think with a good, honest funeral director, it's on par with a lot of other coffin choices. Yeah, it's absolutely shouldn't be a luxury to have that involvement at all.
There's no exclusivity for that.
I've never charged more for people to come here either, and that was quite important for me as well, because I didn't want people to think that they couldn't afford to do that experience. That didn't seem right to me. Yeah. And you know, we've been doing it for a long while now, and you know, people have said to me, "Oh, what do you not like charge for your time?" But actually, no, it's not really come to that. And you know, I actually appreciate what people bring here as well, because it brings a lot of meaning to my work that I wouldn't otherwise have. Yeah, so it's it's mutually beneficial as well.
Yeah, we value that when we liaise with you, and we also know that you can give a very timely production time, as it were, because perhaps for natural burial particularly, we might be looking at shorter time scales for facilitating the funeral. So we really value that we know of you and you're one of our recommended suppliers, and really thank you for opening up your shed, your workshop. It's great to be here, and we'll take a bit of time just watching you do and create.
Yeah, I'll do something that I can talk you through it a little bit as well. So what we're about to do is a bit of randing. So there's different names for all different weaves in basketry, and randing is fairly simple. We're going in and out and in and out. But there's always an order to it. So we've entered one willow here, the next one will enter next to it. So there's patterns within it.
How long might it take you to create an adult coffin?
It's basically sort of 2 full days to start to finish.
So the base is a separate piece, and then you're weaving up from there.
Yeah, that's right. So the sides are attached onto the base. You can see them attached there. So they're threaded through under here. So they've got a very strong attachment to the bottom, and that is actually a feedback that a lot of people give us, that these are very sturdy.
They're very robust.
Coffins.
Yes, yeah. Just moving forward, once the weave is complete, the coffin itself is lined.
So the coffin has 3 layers of lining into it. So we have like a waterproof paper that will go on top of the woven base, and then we'll have some sheep's wool, and then on top of that we'll have just a simple calico to finish it off. Yeah.
And that integrity for natural burial, people not wanting to have incorporated with any of their products they're choosing a plastic, it is really important. And I know that we've spent a good old fair old time sort of discussing what the options could be, so that we know we are providing both
what we say we are.
Yeah, exactly. So what we say, we're providing something that is biodegradable but is also very robust and reliable.
Yeah.